Welcome back to the part 3 of the Somnath Temple modeling series. In the previous video, we have modeled this much portion of this temple, and now in this video we are going to model it further. So I am adding a cube and just placing it at the bottom of this temple. We are going to make the lowermost base of this temple. So into the edit mode, split the cube and into the 4 equal parts and then add a mirror modifier just like that we have added into the part 1 of this series. And now placing it at the center of this object, and what we can do is we can just scale it along the z-axis, and here you can see from the reference we are modeling that horizontal base. So scaling it along the z-axis and scale it along both x and y-axis. And now with the face selection, what we can do is we can just extrude that face a couple of times. As you keep extruding the face along the x-axis, the length of the face should be getting thinner and thinner, so that you can get you can get the shape of those steps which are seen in the reference image. So just keep on reducing the size of those face once you extrude it. So here you can see I am getting the step like structure. And then just bevel those edges. And on the other hand side we can do the same process. First of all insert a face and then extrude it along the along the x-axis. And here you can see I am just following the reference image, and it would be quite easier for you to follow this same process. So I think I need to fast forward this particular process. Once you complete modeling the base of this temple, what we can do is we need to duplicate this particular base and we need to place it along the z-axis so that the upper floor will be made, and it is also having that same kind of pattern. So what we can do is we can just simply select the face, I mean selecting the base of this temple and then just duplicate it and placing it along the z-axis and then scale it along the z-axis. So here you can see the uppermost base is a bit thinner than the lower base. And now with the face vertices selection mode, select each of these vertices and press Ctrl B to bevel those vertices so that the edges of this a particular base will be smoother and they doesn't look sharp enough. Now we can just again simply duplicate this and place it along the z-axis. And now just reduce its scale just a little bit along the x-axis. Make some necessary changes with the lowermost base as in when you like, and now with this pillar selected, duplicate it and just place it right over here. Place it properly so that there is no gaps between the two pillars. Now we can just keep on duplicating each of these pillars and we can make them arranged into the particular pattern so that they will be arranged properly and will take the shape of the walls of this temple. So here you can see as soon as the pillars are being duplicated, they are coming outward, and then selecting each of these four pillars, duplicate them and join them and then just mirror them. So here you can see these pillars are arranged properly. One more thing that is missing over here is the base is not, you can see. So what we can do is we can just simply select each of these faces of the base and then just move it above into the z axis so that they will be matched with the Here you can see I have just moved it along the z axis, and now again into the object mode, and I am going to append the pillars that I have made, and these pillars are also available on my Gumroad page, so that you can easily download them, and it will be of very helpful to you. This pack is having a set of 4 pillars. Each of them are having different designs, so you can see over here, and they are of very cheap price. You can easily afford them, so you can download them. Links are given in the description box. So for this temple, we can select any of the pillars, whatever we like. So I am just selecting these 2 particular pillars, and what we can do now is bring this pillar downward, and first of all just set origin and set origin to geometry. Change the origin point of this object to geometry and scale it downward. And now just keep on scaling it downward, and we can just place it right over here. Now you can place it over here and just bring it along the y-axis. I think it should be bring along the y-axis, so just simply bring it along the y-axis. And now what we can do is we need to add another pillar at this point, and I'm just unhiding this our main pillar, and we can just duplicate it and then just set origin and origin to geometry and scale it downward. Just place it over here, and here you can see this is a pillar with having a different pattern, so that the temple is having the pillars with different kinds of pattern. So it would be look much better than using the same pillar with having the same kind of pattern. And now just simply scale this pillar along both x and y axis by pressing shift Z. Do the same thing with this previously added pillar. Now still you can see there is a gap between each of these newly added pillars. So we need to fix this particular gap, and what we can do is we can just duplicate it and place it over here. We will just fix that particular issue on a later on. Just right now just duplicate those pillar and just place it properly at the as shown in the reference. And so here you can see I am just placing the pillar at a number of position that I am been seeing in this reference. Also change the position of the pillars according to the y-axis. Now we can add a cube and scale it along the x-axis, and now we need to fill these gaps between the pillars, and in this way we are going to solve the gap problem that we previously encountered while placing the pillars. So into the just place it properly at the y-axis, and now we need to again scale it along the y-axis. So here you can see I just placed this cube, and now we can just model it and give it a shape of the wall which will be connecting each of these pillars. And now into the edit mode, add a loop cut, and you can start modeling those walls. Now we can just again add a vertical loop cut, bring it close to the end and extrude it along the y-axis. And again keep on extruding and keep on adding the wall. So here you can see this is not too difficult, and just keep on adding loop cuts and keep on extruding the wall. So I think I should fast forward this particular process. And now once you complete the modeling of the wall, what you can do is you can just select the any one of the pillar and duplicate it along the x-axis twice a times, and here you can see we have just placed it over here. Bring them along the y-axis. So here you can see this is looking amazing. And now what we can do is I'm just saying we need to add a mirror modifier to each of these pillars so that they will be mirrored along both the sides of the temple. So which would be more convenient for us instead of just mirroring it manually. This mirror modifier helps to mirror along the y-axis. So now duplicate each of those pillars and duplicate the wall along the y-axis. So here you can see we have modeled each of our pillars and wall both on the both the sides of the temple. So this is a good thing that we have completed over this much task, and now we need to focus on the second floor of this temple. So what we can do is just I'm just selecting the walls, and before that what we can do is just extrude the wall and just complete the cover up those gaps between the pillars. So this is the same process that we have just done and just fill the gaps between the pillars. Now select each of these pillars and along with the wall we can just duplicate it along the z-axis. So since these pillars are are having a lot of vertices, so your computer may get may lag in duplicating these pillars, and it may crash the blender may crash. So it would be advisable to save your project first before doing this task. So here you can see my computer is lagging a bit and keep on loading, and you can see it is duplicated over here. And now just we can just simply place it at its correct position. Once you complete duplication of the pillars and wall on the second floor, here you can see the the pillars are floating into the air and are not attached to the base of the first floor. So we can just simply scale those pillars along the z-axis. So if each of those objects are not scaling together, so you can just simply scale single objects, and it would be beneficial if your computer is not too fast. So just so here you can see I am hiding the mirrored object so that it doesn't take too much memory and our viewport will be fast enough to move around. And here you can see it is moving properly now, and we can just scale these pillars along the z-axis and just place them properly at their correct position. Now, as you can see, I have unhid all of those objects that we have modeled for this temple, and here you can see we have reached a far more in this modeling, and I've just hide the mirrored object so that the viewport will be fast enough. And I think this would be too much for this particular video, and we will be modeling the rest of the part into the next couple of videos. So till then, you just keep watching this video, and if you have any query you can feel free to contact me. And this much is for this video. We will meet in the next video.